Alright, hey. This is my first time really doing Facebook Live, but it seems like a good idea right now. I'm trying to be quiet, quietish. But if you have questions, if you see this or whatever, feel free to comment and ask. How's it going, brother?
What's going on, bro?
You know about 337?
Huh?
Oh, you probably good. You probably got a room and got a shower and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you out there, so I was wondering. I'm trying to get people up to, because we have a hospice room going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to hit that mace and carry
Yeah,
gas and all that stuff.
it was heavy. Yeah,
I'm still feeling it now.
yeah.
I'm trying to find a washer and dryer.
I know. I was saying I have tear gas spraying. I'm like feeling like a zombie, kind of like.
Yeah.
It's like a
I
nerve
think they're
agent.
spraying other chemicals too, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
because it doesn't feel like just regular tear gas. Like that's not my first rodeo, Like I feel really heady.
Yeah, a lot of people were passing out, respiratory problems,
Yeah,
lightheaded, nausea.
yeah. They were brutal last night.
Mm-hmm.
They were brutal.
Yep.
I mean, they have been, but they were really bad.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Apparently, I'm really super quiet. Is this better? Can you hear me now, Glenna? All right. I was talking to a relative who was out at Frontlines with me, actually, who was at the hotel. We're all getting like showers and stuff like that in different rooms, and we have some things set up to get cleaned up. We are holding fast and holding strong. It is obviously one of those things where the whole community feels it, but we're in with each other, and we're really resilient and really strong up there. I feel like I look like a mountain man right now. I pretty much am at this point. Anyway, so about the there's a lot of misinformation. The mainstream media is spouting lies. I heard something about a burning car. That's not even a thing. That didn't happen. The most that happened is after elders and women were being shot with rubber bullets and maced, without warning. They were shooting. They were going off without warning. Some people took it upon themselves to throw water bottles and stuff like that, which is not really how we should be composing ourselves. But it did happen. Sort of a reaction out of anger, I think. Let's see. Recap. You gotta bear with me because there's some suspicion of like chemicals and nerve agents and the things they were spraying at us, but I don't know about that. That's kind of like speculation at this point. But I know tear gas spraying is a thing for me right now. I got completely doused in mace. Got a good mace shower without warning. But, that was the least of it. I actually came out of it pretty unscathed. A lot of other people had it way worse. Kind of emotional for me was witnessing the sort of brutality that everyone else was going through. I witnessed, three women on their knees in prayer and were saturated with mace, with pepper spray. They were just indiscriminately spraying them to the point that they were like visibly wet with mace. They were also, crazy with the water cannons. The medic tents were swamped. It was like chaos. People hypothermia. They were firing flashbangs into the crowd. A couple people had to go to the hospital with major concussions. There's word of a bunch of other stuff that's happened. Major injuries that occurred. Let's see. And if you have any questions as well, then feel free to comment. I'm not sure how long my battery will go with this, but I intend to kind of try to recap the night as much as possible. So anyway, again, I'm kind of like posted out here in the hall. How's it going?
There was somebody who was in the shower. Did you get
Yeah, well, I got a couple other people looking for my hand. I'm on Facebook Live right now trying to update everybody, and I did. I haven't found any comments yet, but people are still like liking and sharing and stuff.
Oh, okay. Thank
So
you.
hopefully we'll find you something. I'm sure you'll get where you're going.
Going the wrong way, aren't you?
Okay, sorry again. I was we got a bunch of relatives floating through here. A bunch of brothers and sisters from the camp are floating through. Where was I? Tear gas spraying. Let's see, where was I? I was talking about the brutality. Oh yeah, that was the thing. The majority of us were peaceful and prayerful, and you know, at the point that I was maced, like my hands are still stinging, because when they went to try to mace me, I was actually blocking my face with prayer hands, and yeah, my hands got completely drenched, hands and forearms completely drenched. And it seems like they were targeting people who were in prayer, which is kind of interesting, because that's like really one of the only things that we have. We have words in prayer, and they come with the power of a militia. I can say that certain ones of the police seemed visibly shaken by some of what we said, so hopefully we broke through to them. That would be really nice if more cops turn in their badges. Elsewise, you know, a lot of police were, well, you know, a decent amount of, enough police were blatantly sadistic, like taking joy in hurting women and elders, you know. They were going through cans of mace left and right, you know. It was like, I've seen some of the actions here, and, you know, they've never been nice to us. They've generally been excessive, but last night was brutal, like, brutal. They really went out of their way to hurt us, and, you know, we're all going through it right now. We're all processing, but again, I mean, like, we are a really resilient and strong camp, and we will get back to work, and we have to winterize, and we know this, and we will do it. I mean, like, even now my hands still sting, and I've been washed several times. I got to shower, everything. Thank you, Tyler. Solidarity. So yeah, I've been washed several times, and my hands still sting. I was talking about, yeah, I was in prayer, and they doused me, and while I was in prayer, I actually picked up, they had a trip line. Yeah, you're welcome, Lynn. They had a trip line set up of barbed wire that was connected to the razor wire that was between us and the police. When I had first walked up, I pretty much walked right into tear gas, and they were firing that off pretty consistently throughout the night, you know. And the main part in front of the front line was, you know, pretty much a fog of tear gas for most of the night. You could smell it, you know, even down the road. Let's see. Yeah, they had the tripwire out of barbed wire, which was pretty much intentional. It was in the tall grass. It was hidden to try to you know, hurt more people. It seemed like all of their tactics were geared toward making sure that we get hurt, which for some of you already know that at this point, you know, they're a colonial force and they're acting that way. Let's see.
I've been trying to find Maggie and can't find her.
Yeah, I don't know. It says it was weak and then it wasn't weak, and I don't know. I'm doing the best I can. I'm in the casino hotel right now. It's going. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, I watched several elders get hit with like multiple rubber bullets. You know, the whole thing was chaos, and I'm okay. You know, I really, compared to other people, really got the least of it, and you know, I still have to get back to camp. I'm gonna be getting a ride here soon, but like a lot of you were expressing compassion and asking me how I was, so I figured I would go on live and kind of say what was happening. Again, like since I have 7 now, and you know, there is misreporting going on, blatant misreporting. NBC, CNN, they're saying cars were on fire or this and that. I will tell you right now that the worst that our side did was throw a few water bottles at the police, which hit riot shields. You know, we were brutalized. So that anger wasn't uncaused, and it might not have been the best thing to do, and I don't think it was, but it came from a place of anger. And so we have to remember that is, you know, it's a human thing, and it wasn't sadism. It wasn't sadism like they have. Let's see. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you all for your blessings. Thank you, Andrew. And Mikey, yeah, I'm okay right now. I'm still dealing with it. I think right now the worst for me is like what I watched our brothers and sisters at the camp go through. That really was it. A lot of us have shed tears. Actually, earlier in the hotel room, my hands are all saturated still because of the prayer hand thing that I explained earlier. My hands are all saturated with mace, and earlier I shed a tear and I went to wipe it, and I actually maced myself, and I had to be brought into the bathroom and treated again for mace. I'm at the casino, Maria, in the hotel room. We have like a hospice room up here for frontliners to get treatment and stuff. So but I really do want to stress that you all understand how misreported this is going in the mainstream media, and that you all make it a point to correct people. Say that you know somebody here. Subscribe to. There's so many other people who are more on it than I am. I mean, lately I've been at camp, like really working on that and trying to get stuff around. We're actually, we're making moves at camp. I'm trying to get a good winter housing situation for other members of camp. We got a canvas tent with a wood stove. We're going to be building a teepee soon there. Several storage tents. So we're making moves to try to make sure that family's good for the winter. But yeah, we appreciate your blessings. We appreciate your solidarity. We definitely do. The donations that have been being sent, they are invaluable. They get us through. They help us persevere. Geez, there's just so much. It's just so much, like really. We've got so much going on. And I was at camp this morning. I came up here and I've been helping people up here, trying to pull people into the room so that we can get them cleaned and treated and showered, Aaron, I don't know why it won't work for you. Maybe when I'm done, if you try to play it, it might work. So yeah. But yeah, please correct that misinformation out there. Please, because it is so not true. There was no cars. There was no trucks on fire. There was none of that. There was one fire. There's one fire. How's it going, bro?
Good.
There was one fire, and the only fire that I saw, well, aside from the one that was set by incendiary grenades that the police were launching,
And
there
tear
was
gas. There were a couple
tear.
set by
Well,
tear
yeah,
gas.
yeah.
Yep.
They were pretty willy nilly, as we say.
And
They were not.
you're discussing the fire department, whether they arrived to put out the fires we created, or whether they're priors of it.
Well, no, I was just talking about like the misinformation that the media is doing, like saying that we lit trucks on fire and stuff.
Where did that come from?
Right, exactly. The only fire that I saw was the fire down the road, which was for hypothermia victims to wait by and get warm, so they could get a ride back to the medical camp.
And then fire started by Dapple Goons. Of course, the firefighters were already there because they were pumping the water. They had a fire truck, a water truck, and a pump truck owned by the Mandan County Fire Department that was pumping the water to the cannons. So the firefighters are responsible for the hypothermia.
The people in that town are
experience.
brainwashed at this point too. They think
They're
all
crazy.
sorts of things about us.
They're
And I almost like feel bad for the amount of brainwashing they're getting. It's on everyday media for them. It's like, I don't understand how we can be so close and they can have so many misconceptions about us. But
Anyway,
you
sorry to interrupt your
oh no,
conversation.
you're good. I don't know if you heard that conversation.
Keep up the good fight.
Yeah, always. You too.
Thank you.
So, yeah, he just came in. He said that the firefighters came, and the firefighters did come, but they came to help link up the water cannon that they were using to spray us. Many of our relatives, came down with hypothermia, and really we're exhausting resources right now trying to treat these people. Medic tents need a lot of resources. I still feel the burn in my hands from being doused. When at the time that they sprayed me, my hands were clasped in prayer. which blocked my eyes for the most part, but yeah, they still sting because they were pretty consistently spraying me. How's it going? They were pretty consistently spraying me, so it was like a shower. At one point I was getting it from 2 angles. They were like really going out of their way to try to get it in my eyes. It was like almost comical if it wasn't so wicked. Let's see. Oh, the barbed wire, tripwire. I actually ended up because I didn't know what else to do with it, I ended up kind of like wrapping it around myself and using my body as a spool to try to get it all collected so that I could bundle it in front of the line, because they were trying to use barbed wire to trip people who might be running or walking or what have you. Geez. I mean, there's so much to go over, and it's like I'm still dealing with this stuff in my head, and that's really the worst that I have going. I mean, yeah, I still have the sting of excessive mace, and I still have like some tear gas spraying, but really what I want to stress is that the worst thing I'm going through right now is seeing my brothers and sisters in so much pain. And but yeah, as a camp, we are strong, we are resilient. We appreciate your support, and keep spreading the word, and keep letting people know that the media is bought. They're bought by these companies. You know, they're bought by Energy Transfer. They're paid to pose a rhetoric, and this is so much deeper, you know, and you know, this has to do with, you know, an indigenous genocide, that a colonial force that still remains, and right now it's in the form of the Bismarck Sheriff's Department, or the Morton County Sheriff's Department, and you know, the other forces that they have up here. And you know, I said it at the front line, and I'll say it here, like, all we have is prayer and words. That's what we have. That's what we come armed with, is prayer and words. That's most of us, you know, we pray for the police, we try to reach them, and we get met with abuse, blatant abuse. Even one of the officers, you know, that excessively pepper sprayed a young woman, then said that it was her fault, that she did it to herself, which is literally the logic of an abuser, isn't it? So that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're contending with. There's also I think there's a rumor that they came into camp, or that they raided camp. They did not raid camp. That did not happen. They did surround camp. They did. Thank you, Grace. Tell Casey she's the cutest ever, and you're all cute, but I think Casey's really cute. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, they didn't come into camp. They didn't raid camp. That didn't happen. That was kind of a thing that's going around. I guess with the amount of violence that was going around, or that you've seen, probably, you would think they did, but they didn't. They did surround us, and they have been saying things that are indicative and kind of like concerning as to what their motives are, or whether they might come down on camp. The other thing is just about camp, you know, we're all working together. We're all very resilient and strong, you know. There's some bad apples, obviously, sometimes, but it really, in all reality, the ones that of us that stay there, for the most part, are really a community, and we are really building a lot of. Oh, I can see. So we're really building something that's amazing, and I want you all. I wish you all could share in this. And you can do this. This is amazing. It's solidarity. We've pulled out of the system, and we're helping each other, and we're not we're paying the system as least as possible. Thank you, Andrew. You know, aho. So, how's it going?
Great.
So, yeah, we're acting in solidarity, and we're helping each other. We're building structures where, you know, we all have jobs. We all have jobs, but we just don't get paid for them. No, because we have everything taken care of. We have shelter, we have food, we have tobacco, we have everything taken care of. I mean, there's hardly any money that rolls around camp aside from, supply runs sometimes, stuff like that, And when we have money come in, that's nice, and it helps us get stuff because we're still kind of a part of this world, but we're all withdrawn. That's the thing. All of us that are staying, that are there for the long run, we're all withdrawn from this sort of tyranny that the rest of you are living under, that are outside of this. So, and you can withdraw too. That's the point. That's the point. That's the beauty of this. There's this solidarity, and you can realize it, and you can withdraw too. I mean, and I feel like that's another thing I want to touch on before I go. That the revolution starts in the heart. It starts in your heart, and it starts with going back to the nature that you have, where you just share and share alike, and that's all. And it's that simple. And you're not inundated with greed, and you don't have to worry about all this other stuff. I can tell you, when I was back in Portland or New York, wherever I was, it was like I got to get out of bed, I got to go to my job, I got to money, I got to pay rent, I got to make ends meet. But here, it's like, yeah, and even being attacked by police, which definitely happened. Thank you, Crystal. Good to see you too. Kind of. Even being attacked by police and everything, there's this spirit to it that it's like we know that we're doing this right, and we got a whole bunch of love going around, and that's the only currency that we need. Really, we take care of each other. Everybody just shares. We all just make it work, and it is working. And I'm well fed. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, like, you just work. I don't get out of bed ruining, going to work or anything. I get out of bed thinking, how can I help? How does my skill set apply that I can help today in this camp? What kind of job can I do? And it's just beautiful because you remove the money from it and you remove the misery, and it's just true. So I would encourage everyone to kind of try to take that example and really think about the power of that, because it is powerful, and it scares what I like to call the greed cult, the ones who control us, the tyrants. So again, yes, last night was brutal. No, they did not raid camp. They've suggested that they've said weird things that indicate sort of a thing that has us a little bit on our toes, but we don't know. We have to do things as they come. And then the other thing, no, there was no cars on fire. There was no blatant attacks. Worst thing that happened from our side was that people threw water bottles. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. But there was no cars on fire. There's none of that. The media's lying. They're lying to people. So if you out there can do the best you can to correct those lies, then that would be ideal, because we need that. We need awareness, and also donations. God, we exhausted a lot of medical supplies. So if you have a link up on medical supplies and you want to throw some medical supplies our way, we need them, like, bad. The medics were swamped last night, and they bless them. They are great. Medic got shot in his Red Cross. They have like taped Red Crosses on them, so that we know who a medic is. And a medic got actually shot right in his Red Cross, like they're using it as a target. They actually, shoot for medics. So they're waging a war on us, and we're praying for them. And that's the thing. I think that's one of the key things to remember. When we go back to camp, the elders advise us to pray for them, to pray for their hearts, to pray for them to understand what they're doing. Hiya. So, I guess that's the main recap. And at this point, I'll probably just keep repeating the same things. I'll update more as I process this more, maybe. I don't know if I'll do it through text, probably, because I'll be back at camp and everything like that. I am going to go rinse my hands in some milk of magnesia one more time, because they sting still, and then I'm gonna go try to catch my ride. Lindsay, thank you for seeing my face and watching. Thank you for sharing, Crystal. Thank you everyone who shared. I'm going back through comments here now before if anybody who's watching has any questions too, go ahead and ask them. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, I think I responded to all the comments. I try to stay cordial with that. I love you all, and thank you for your shares. Thank you for your attention to this, and thank you for spreading the good word. Howdy. Now I'm going to stop yammering on and go on with my day. And I've got people to help. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows somebody who can give Sister a ride from Standing Rock to Denver, she's looking for a ride. She really needs to get back to her family. After last night, she's kind of tired, and there's a lot going on in her life, whatever. But if so anybody knows about that, that'd be cool. Thank you, Teresa. I'll try to stay safe. With the stay safe stuff, I never know how to reply to that because, you know, I feel like that's not in my hands. I'm doing what's right, and it's not exactly safe. Oh, Casey. I love you too. Anyway, okay, so I met this girl. Anyway, so, no, okay, I gotta go though. I really do. I only have so much battery life, and I really gotta get back to helping people. And then I gotta get back to camp because we're setting up some stuff for winter. It's gonna be awesome, and we're just gonna help a lot of people and help each other, stand in solidarity, all love, share. You know, stop feeding into greed. You know, withdraw from money as much as possible. You know, other than that, aho, as they say here, and solidarity, and